This is the last job we're going to talk about before we talk about remote positions. And here it is right here. And I think this one is actually a remote position. Cool. This was done. This one was sent to me 2 days ago, if you're interested. And before I start, I want to let you guys know this is a privacy and compliance analyst in San Jose, and it looks like a remote position. But before I start on this, the reason why I do these is twofold. One, if you happen to be an IT guy, if you happen to be a cybersecurity person, and then also I talk about these, I break them down so that if you're trying to get into cybersecurity, if you're trying to be an IT person, you'll understand like what's the language of these opportunities, what are the requirements, what are they really saying here. So those are the two reasons I do it. And if you're interested in like going deep diving into this kind of stuff, then I have a course called ConvoCourses. You can sign up for free, ConvoCourses.com, just like it sounds. And then sign up for free, and then I've got free stuff there, and then stuff you can buy takes you way deeper. All right, let's get into this. This is for a privacy and compliance analyst. It's in San Jose, California, and our NC, North Carolina, remote. So I guess if you're in North Carolina, you can be remote. I'm not sure. Hopefully they explain that. But if you're interested in this, I would recommend calling them and figuring that out. Let's see if we have the contact information. If you are interested in this, you can contact Modus Enterprises. And this is for a privacy and compliance analyst. All right, let's talk about what they want from us in this particular position. The team. So the team, they're saying, the compliance platform integration team enables policy, compliance, traceability, evidence collection, digitization, automation throughout the S&TO in support of the Cisco clients. It's okay. So their client is Cisco. That's a pretty big deal. The team consists of architects, engagement leads, developers, solution owners, and are dedicated to bring the Archer program offerings to life. Archer. Are they talking about Archer RSA? Yep, looks like they are. Minimum requirements. 2 years of professional experience in policy, privacy, and or compliance environments. So that's security compliance, that's risk management framework, that's stuff like that. If you've done a privacy impact assessment, if you've ever done a initial threshold analysis on information, if you've done any of that kind of stuff, then I believe that's what they're talking about. Experience in mapping privacy and regulation requirements to technical control standards. Okay, let me just break this down real quick. What they mean by this is that, so what it is you have a policy. That policy is expressed through technical controls. A technical control is like, how do you log into the system? Do you use a username and password? And then how long is the password, right? The policy will say you have to have a username and password. The password has to be 14 characters long, has to have uppercase, lowercase, numbers. And then technical controls means that's what you have to implement. So mapping the privacy regulations, the regulations are like high level. They don't specifically tell you exactly what to do, but the technical controls are very specific. So that's we're mapping the requirements to the actual controls that are implemented. All right, Archer, RSA tool experience. All right. So Archer is how do I explain? Archer is like a database that collects data through, it can collect risk management framework controls. It can collect all kinds of controls from different security compliance frameworks. It also can collect a scan data. Like if you have a Nessus scan, it can collect that data and put it into one big database where it'll allow you to see, okay, how many criticals do I have? How many critical vulnerabilities? And it'll put them in like a bar chart and into pie charts and kind of stuff like that. That's what Archer, in a nutshell. I mean, that's really not a very good explanation of what Archer is, but kind of what it is. All right. Knowledge of ISO, NIST, and SOC 2 and information security frameworks. These are different security frameworks. This ISO is an international standard that EU, Canada, and Europe uses. NIST is our US standard. That's what we use. And then SOC is what banks use. What a security framework is, it's like a bunch of requirements that you have to do for security on very important information. It's things like, do you have a second site for your system? What happens if you have an earthquake? Your system is on a fault line in California, in San Diego. What happens if this site goes down? Do you have an alternate site? Or another one would be, do you have adequate documentation for all your systems? Do you have a hardware list, a software list for all your systems? Do you have a baseline? Those are the kinds of things that SOC 2, NIST, and ISO cover. And if you know one of these, you pretty much know all of these because they all kind of talk about the same, cover the same thing. There's a lot of overlap with this standard, with each one of those. Knowledge of GDPR, I believe that's Privacy Shield, and all of these other ones, which I don't even know what these are. Ability to build strong relationships with multiple stakeholder clients. Always important with security type stuff, because as a system security person, like a lot of times our hardest job is talking to people. Why that's so hard is because you're talking with very technical people who are in the weeds, who know how to implement Active Directory throughout an environment. And then you're also talking to these high level people who are like managing multi-million-dollar budgets. So you have to be, as a cybersecurity compliance person, you are like a liaison between these super technical people and these people who are not technical, but they are the people holding the purse strings. And you've got to translate the language back and forth to make sure that the requirements of the organization get done. You're not the one who's calling the shots, right? That's the upper management, C-level people. That's the actual client, the customer up top. They're telling you, hey, we want multi-factor authentication throughout our entire environment, and we want it in 15 days. And then meanwhile, you're having to talk back down to the people who actually make it happen, the smart guys who are doing Active Directory, and they know how to implement it. They're like, we can't do it in 15 days. Like, here's why. And they'll break down all the technical reasons why you can't do it on 1,500 systems in 15 days. This is not possible. So your job is to manage expectations. Manage expectations. So you're bringing the C-level managers down and saying, sir or ma'am, here's why we're going to need 6 months to do it, but we're going to do it in a phase-based approach. And then you translate what the technical people said to the C-level managers, and then the C-level managers are like, look, it's got to be less than 6 months. Can it be 4 months? And then you go back to so that's kind of like what your job is. Building strong relationships means being able to communicate those kinds of things to throughout the organization. Okay, I feel like we're taking too much time on this. I'm going to skip all of this stuff and let's just get to desired skills here. They want you to know how to use Archer RSA tool experience. They want you to know how to use the tools in Archer. They want legal and or privacy regulatory obligations experience. Wow. So basically, I want you to know a lot about privacy regulations. So that's a big one. Familiarity with enterprise business processes, knowledge of IT security practices, knowledge of ISO, NIST, SOC, GDPR, which is it's either Europe's or UK's. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but it's either Europe's or UK's privacy standard and is pretty involved from what I understand, and other frameworks. Okay, what else do they need you to know? Analytical, attention to detail, excellent interpersonal skills, always good in this career path. If you're interested in this position, then what you need to do is contact these people at Modus Enterprise Solutions, and their number is 631-248-3233. And if you're interested in knowing how in the world is Bruce able to get all of these opportunities, then you can go to ConvoCourses.com, and I have free courses there. You can contact me directly if you sign up and stuff. So that's it with this section. We're going to talk about a little something else, guys.